I'm here to speak on behalf of Cheryl and Daniel Plasak. Cheryl and Daniel Plasak lost their only son, Daniel Jr., on January 26, 2012. Daniel was a Navy veteran who was every parent's dream. He got out of the Navy, was able to get into a profession, making his own money, bought his own house, and lived a normal life until one day 2 years ago where he hurt his back. Daniel hurt his back, and the first thing that was prescribed to him was hydrocodone. That went on for 2 years. And obviously, in the beginning, it helped him, but after a while, hydrocodone did not do the job for him. And Daniel started getting hallucination, paranoia, and thoughts of suicide. So his doctor decided to send him over to the biggest pain management doctor in Western New York, Dr. Gossi. Dr. Gossi upped the prescription and send him on home. That took on another few months, and Daniel became worse. His pain did not go away. His paranoia got worse to the point where he started locking himself in the house and not getting out. His parents took him back to see Dr. Gossi, and according to Cheryl and Dan, Dr. Gossi took the whole situation very lightly and decided to prescribe Daniel Suboxone. Gave him Suboxone and sent him on home. Well, a couple of days later, they called Dr. Gossi back, and Dr. Gossi suggested that they'll go and get Daniel into the emergency room, which what Cheryl and Daniel did. They took Daniel into the VA hospital, left him there, thought he was in good hands. At around 12:30 at night, they got a phone call. Daniel hung himself in his room. This is what a long-term opiate treatment did to Danny. 27 years old, loved to race motorcycles, a dream of a kid, ended up dead, hanging himself at the VA hospital. That's their only kid. They missed out so much. But getting away from Danny and getting back to what we've been discussing over here for the past couple of days, the one thing that I haven't heard here, or heard very little of, is the addiction nature of opiates. I mean, everybody knows, and what I hear a lot of is abuse, that people abuse the pills, and I really, really resent that. I don't think Daniel abused the pills. I know my son, Michael, didn't abuse the pills. I find it very disturbing that people will talk like that, like it doesn't mean anything, you know. And I really find it very disturbing that, you know, we've known the problem for such a long time, and the FDA keeps waiting, and I don't understand why. What are we waiting for? Why aren't we doing something? I mean, every time there's a problem with a bag of lettuce, The FDA is right on TV, and we're calling back all the letters. But here we have people who are dying every day, and nobody's doing anything. I don't understand what are you waiting for? I really don't understand what the FDA is waiting for. I understand that you have a whole lot to look at, but we're looking at one specific type of medicine over here. I mean, I have 2 pills over here that if I turn around and ask the public, if you allow me to do that, you know, I have 2 pills over here. This is Motrin, and this is synthetic heroin. What would you rather take? Motrin? Raise your hand, don't be shy. How many of you would like to take synthetic heroin? That's what I thought. The problem is, we need to inform the people. We need to let the people know what is in those pills. You know, how bad addiction is. I, as a parent, did not know how bad the addiction got hold of my son. There's no one that could tell you. All I knew was Michael was taking pain pills. And my reply was, okay, taking pain pills, Michael, you better be careful, that could be addicting. And that's as far as I went. No one tells you how bad the addiction grabs a hold of you. No one tells you, doctors don't tell you, the FDA doesn't tell you. No one tells you how bad it is. And then when you find out, you're thinking it's just like quitting smoking. Oh, well, why don't you quit it, Michael? I quit smoking. Why can't you quit opioid? You can't. You can't do it on your own. We all know that. You can't take that 5 days in detox. 3/4 of the kid get out after 5 days of detox and go right back to it. You take 28 days of rehab and they come out and go right back to it. The best thing, in my opinion, is let's stop talking. The status quo, the way it is right now, is not working. You got to stop the overprescribing. You got to educate the public. You got to educate the parents. And you got to educate the doctors. And until that gets done, how many Michaels do we want to lose? How many Daniels? My God, this is a genocide in this country. We got to do something. You know, put some warning on. Let the doctors know that this is really a medicine that should be watched. If you have cancer, yes, take that medication. But if you twisted your ankle, take 2 aspirins and call me tomorrow. That will work a lot better. How did we get to the point where we need to take a pill for every little thing? How did we get here?